This is Roshandra Foy with Runway Candy Cosmetics, and you're listening to the Banked Out Radio Show.
One time for the team that's gon' hustle for the green. All we know is grind till the dough come. This the Banked Out Radio Show. We controlling the globe, but we second to no one. Every time we emerge, we putting that work in. Banked Out, do it for the culture. Putting on for the city that's 24/7. And we showing love like we supposed to. And we keep making moves by coastal. None of those suckers didn't believe, but I told you. Banked Out about to be a household name. And Banked Out mean we about more change. You don't even know just how I really get. You're rocking with the best, so tune in when you better be. Plus, you're getting fancy like Nancy on every single day of the week. And chopping game like a Cherokee. Ballin' like Odell, tryna step more meal. Networking every way is about to be a movie. Gotta go big, it's the only way to do it. It's a conglomerate, we get into it. Plus we got heat for the streets while you puffin' on the cook shop leaf. Riding out on the interstate, we got indies and majors. We international players, all about getting paid. Make sure to tune in and tap in with the movement, cause it's about to go down. Shout out Discover, that's captain of the mothership. If you ain't know, then you know now. We about to get bang. That radio show.
I can't stand you sometimes.
You're tuning into another episode of That Radio Show, and I'm gonna figure out this intro music for y'all. But we have our special guest on Zoom being okay. Live stream. Okay, I'm sorry. All these messages are popping up.
I get it.
We have the owner, proprietor of Runway Cosmetics, Miss Roshandra Foy. I don't know why I was going to say Freud, but Foy. Do you get that a lot when people
Not my last name. My first name is always messed up.
Oh, well, well, maybe I'm just different.
Probably.
Well, I'm thinking of Freud because I'm thinking of, I have a counseling business with my mother-in-law and my wife. And I'm thinking of Freud, the counselor guy who, he's like the godfather of mental health practices, whatever. Sigmund Freud, something like that. But anyway, thank you for taking the time out to be on the show.
Thank you for having me.
Oh yeah, this is what this platform is for. To introduce people to all these fantastic businesses here and afar. So let's get into it. Cosmetics, and I was actually going through your profile, and I saw that you had posted one day that you were taking more pictures because now you feel more confident in yourself and your appearance.
Absolutely.
How important is being confident and feeling beautiful? And translate that to actual, cosmetics as well.
I guess for me, the whole growing up, natural hair, darker, it was always something negative. Somebody had to say always. Mm-hmm. And I guess I took that with me into my adult life, and it just kind of stuck with me. So I guess one day I was just like, it's just really time for me to embrace who I am. I love who I am. There's nothing wrong with me. And then I wanted to come up with something that I feel like other people can feel beautiful, especially Black women. Mm-hmm. And that's when it started out, because Runway Candy Cosmetics started out truly as cosmetics, lip gloss, eyeshadow palettes, and it still is. But now I expanded into more of spa-like wellness things like body butters, facial sprays, to just be able to create things that I couldn't find for my own skin type to make it for my skin type.
Oh, so you basically fulfilled the need that you saw that was there. Mm-hmm. And how long have you been doing this?
I've been doing this a year on the 22nd, so not even a full year yet.
Oh, okay. Well, happy anniversary, business anniversary. I went ahead and changed your thing down there to Runway Candy Cosmetics.
Okay.
Just so people can see it and branding purposes and stuff. Sorry, I did that without your permission. So I was looking at the Instagram and also the actual website. And I saw where, especially on the reviews on Facebook, people are, I imagine most of them are young ladies, but, I don't want to stereotype here. The lip balms or the lip glosses. Are those like your number one seller or?
They were my number one seller. Now my number one seller is all of the skincare products and all the body butters and scrubs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So how was that transition of, seeing the lip gloss be number one sellers and now introducing, because that was recently where you introduced the body butters and scrubs, right?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So
To me, it was
how,
an easy transition.
okay. Well,
Yeah.
sometimes people like to make things and they get stuck on what they want to make, right? And force
Mm-hmm.
it to the marketplace as opposed to allow
Mm-hmm.
the marketplace to dictate and, show them what sells and what sells a lot and what
Yes.
the market has a demand for to be supplied,
Mm-hmm.
which is great that you actually, you listen to the
Yeah,
customers
I
too.
did. Yep.
So big ups on that.
Yeah.
Do you have any formal or any other entrepreneurial experience or something that helped you transition into being an entrepreneur and running your own business?
Well, this is actually my second business.
Okay.
My first business was Couture Closet Designs, which was a closet organizing business. And when the
Okay.
pandemic hit, it was like,
Yeah.
it got kind of weird. You know how people didn't want you. And I understood
Mhm.
that. So I had to fall back from that. But I really want to start it back this year and get back
Okay.
into that because I love that as well.
So, so I'm sure that skill set though has helped you with inventory with your own business, right?
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And knowing how to, because I don't think people realize, like, when you make your own products, there's a lot that goes into it. There's
Yeah.
labor. There's also the raw materials that you need, and making sure that
Yep.
you have sourced credible suppliers and vendors that you use. So
Mm-hmm.
when you was doing that, like, how were you able to source everything? Like, where did you get your contacts and stuff from? Was it a lot of like just research or networking?
Oh, a lot of research and networking, and a lot of like the vendors I had. It first started out, and then a lot of people would just disappear,
Hmm.
or a lot of stuff would take forever to get. So I had to kind of like have
Hmm.
4 or 5 in place if that made sense. So that way, if this one didn't work out, I can still keep flowing.
Yeah, yeah. I think people don't realize that right there when you're sourcing stuff. Because I'm like, okay, I don't know if you know about like vertical and horizontal integration within the business. Vertical integration is controlling the business from top to bottom or bottom to top, either or. It's a straight line. It's vertical. Horizontal is spreading the process of getting
Mm-hmm.
from like the raw material to the finished good and delivered to the consumer, and outsourcing some of those things. And if we don't have everything on hand, if we don't produce everything, then we do run into that situation where, hey, if we don't know how somebody else is doing their business, so if they go belly up,
True.
or if they just doing it as a hobby and trying to like make it a business, but not actually applying business principles, then they can affect your business, and therefore your business being affected because you can't deliver to the customers.
Exactly. You
Um,
want to be credible to people too.
yeah,
You know.
exactly. So, have you learned or seeing? Are you more skilled in knowing, like, when people present situations to you, you can like quickly identify, okay, this person knows what they're talking about, as opposed
Absolutely.
to, oh, they're just
Absolutely.
trying to.
Mm-hmm. I'm all about learning. I'm not above that. Trust me.
Yeah. So, you sell online, and
Mm-hmm.
you also deliver, I guess, locally in the Middle Georgia
Yes.
area, or
Mm-hmm.
okay. Where's the furthest place you've sold your products geographically?
Oh, the furthest place would be it's everywhere. New York, Chicago, Washington. So
Okay.
I didn't realize. Oh, okay. So yeah.
So, how are you able to acquire those transactions? Was it through like just pushing in word of mouth with the current customer base that you have, or did you try something new?
Yeah.
Or
Definitely pushing and word of mouth. So when I would sell with one person, they'll be like, "Oh, I'm going to send my mom, or I'm going to send my sister." And it just kind of kept
Mhm.
going like that.
That's what's up. So,
Yeah.
where is the furthest place that you would actually deliver here in Middle Georgia?
At this point, I will come to Macon, like wherever you need me to come. I'm just trying to,
Hold on.
hey,
Macon is like right up the street from Water Robbinsdale.
no, but I guess it depends on like the part of Macon. Zebulon Road is out there.
So,
It's out
do
there.
you require a certain threshold of purchasing before you make that delivery?
Yeah, I do because like I can't deliver off just one item. You gotta
Yeah. No,
come on with
now I
it.
get it. Like for the cook shop, when I be delivering, I tell people, look, it's $30 minimum. That's me inside
Okay.
making.
Yeah. Well, okay. I gotta come to you, so that makes sense.
Yeah, because it's your time and stuff, and I
Yeah,
imagine
absolutely.
your operation is just a one person operation right now.
Yep.
Are you looking to what are your goals? Are you looking to like expand it, hire people, like or hit a certain income threshold?
I would actually love a brick and mortar so that I can meet the people who kind of help me grow. That would be
Gotcha.
nice. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a whole nother beast and everything.
Oh, I know. Oh, I know.
Excuse me. I've been sitting there looking at it like, of course I'm in like, okay, so I'm at my spot in my office slash the cook shop, and there's two doors, and the door stays constantly open, so like I can peer into looking at the cook shop. But I don't like use it as like a retail. I use it more as a manufacturing spot. But when people come out here and get their order, whatever, I just meet them outside if need be, or I let them come in and they can see it because it's set up like a retail space. But I have to pay the rent every month, regardless if I'm pushing it
Absolutely.
or not.
Yep.
So that's that. Um, so when you started this new business venture and you let your inner circle know, what was the response from everybody? Were they, excited for you? Things of that nature. Were they like, I don't know if you should do that. Did anybody feel like the industry is like oversaturated right now with homemade cosmetics? Or
I did not get one negative comment. Not one.
that's what's up.
But at the end of the day, I would have did it anyway. So really, I'm gonna do me. But they were supportive though, and it's like yeah, I thought about it. I was like, yeah, the market is oversaturated, but then there's only one me, so
Yeah.
that's where
But
I
then
differ.
I don't really look at the market being oversaturated with stuff because when you look at it, like, okay, let's take Macon for example, because I know better numbers than Warner Robins area.
Okay.
So in Macon, Bibb County, there's like 152,000 residents, right? Of that,
Mhm.
purchasing consumer power or whatever, let's say 100, let's just say the 50,000 kids, whatever, and then the rest of them are adults. So
Okay.
I'm like, that's a lot of people to like, to have a service and things of that nature. Just to think
True.
like if you have 1,000 clients consistently purchasing from you month after month, right? That's a
Hmm.
lot of orders.
Yeah. Hmm.
So the fact that there means that there's more to be supplied for the demand or whatever. I don't see where anything is oversaturated. There's a lot of hair people here. There's a lot of barbers, things of that nature. There's a lot of everything. I'm like, there's a lot of gas stations. Even when you like, and I take the same scenario and tell people, like, if you go down to the bread aisle in a grocery store, you see like at least 40, 50 different whatchamacallits, different bread
Yep.
companies. So,
Hmm.
and that's not oversaturated because they still making bread and they still, selling to whomever they feel their demographic is.
True.
So, how do you normally like, put your business out there? Like, how do people find out about you? Do you do a lot of pop ups, or we're doing a lot of pop ups? Well, you say it's about a year or so old. Have you vended like during at all for your business?
I want to do at least 5 pop-ups this
Okay.
year, seriously, because when I do find ones, they're already like done. I'm like, oh, I missed that. So I would love to do at least 5.
Oh, I
And
got to stingy stuff I get all the time.
please, because I would love that.
I know there's one in one of Robin's, or you having the one that's being held at 44th and Madison. You know about that one?
Yes, and I got that late, but they did say come out with my business cards at this network. So I was like,
Yeah,
oh, I can do
I
that.
would definitely. 'Cause some of those vendors I know that are down there, and I know the guy, the Chris got bars. I met him actually in person. I learned about him on Facebook, and somebody sent me his information. And I talked to him a couple of times, and then I actually went to a pop up that I know he was at, where he was a vendor,
Mhm.
and I met him, talked to him, and then he was telling me about that one that he was doing. So yeah, and then that space. I don't know if you've been to 44th and Madison, but the space is nice and it's huge. They do a
Mm.
lot of different concerts on various days, like every third Friday. They're doing open mics. They got the Sunday gospel event that they do on Sundays, or first Sunday or something like that.
Okay.
And then, of course, other people rent the venue to because that's what it is. They rent the space. And it is like it's controlled by us. You know what I'm saying?
I
Our
like that.
community.
Yeah.
And it shows people that we can have nice things and uh, be able to project that, because I think sometimes we're discounted. Do you feel, actually, while I'm talking about that, when you first started selling your stuff, were there any like pushback for like price points or anything like that, or people was like, cool?
Yes. Yes.
But looking at your website though, I don't see anything where it's considered expensive.
Exactly.
So
I don't
what
know.
were they saying? They were saying, like, they didn't feel like it was it was too much, or it wasn't enough product for the price or something, or what?
It was more like, okay, we see that your gloss is 10. Is there any way you can like make the shipping free, or is there any way you can make the gloss 5? I'm like, no, because it's
No,
gonna
I'm
take me a
sorry. You
lot.
saw my facial expression.
No, it's gonna take a
How people
lot
gonna
of
try to tell
money.
you about your price?
I'm always like, no, I
And
might not
then
be the one for you then.
I think sometimes our community, or I don't know what it is, but they forget that when people start businesses, they don't start them just for the fun and to cover just manufacturing costs. They actually need to make some money because they're putting in labor and they're doing all these other things that go along with business. The administrative tasks that people don't even realize: bookkeeping,
Mm-hmm.
promotion, marketing,
Yeah.
getting any type of licenses if those are desired and needed, um, strategies, inventory, all that. I'm like, it's a whole administrative thing. It was interesting because I was talking to a lady in Florida
Mm-hmm.
a few last week, and when she has a bakery down there, and she was like, "Man, when I started this business, she did not realize the amount of administrative stuff you have to do, especially when it comes to like food consumption, because it adds a whole nother layer
Absolutely. Yeah.
of regulation and requirements." And I was like, "Yeah." And then as you get bigger, you start thinking about insurances, things of that nature. How you gonna keep the business going in the event that something happens to you?
Mm-hmm.
So it's all sorts of things.
It really is.
Um, what have you learned about the cosmetic industry that you didn't know prior to jumping into it?
I knew a lot about it because I've always been into makeup, so I kind of went in with information. So it wasn't like I was blind.
Hmm.
But what I did pick up on going into it is that people will try to get you to make things that they do not plan on buying. I noticed that. I'm like, I did it one time, and I was
Hmm.
all these products I had that weren't selling because I made it for this particular person that made sure, oh, I'm gonna get it. If you make this and specialize this for me, I'm gonna get it.
Mm.
Crickets.
You didn't tell them to put down a deposit first.
Uh, that's where I messed up. That's where I messed up. I will say that. So I've been learning and
Yeah.
growing, but that's where I messed up on that.
But no, I get it though, because we're excited when we first start the business that
Hmm.
you're getting this traction and this notoriety from it, and people are interacting with the vision of what we want to accomplish.
Right.
But we do forget that there are a lot of customers out there like that. And then I'm like, that's not even a customer. I'm like, yeah, it's just somebody's being nosy and annoying.
Hmm.
But yeah, but then people want to complain that people have deposits, which I don't understand that, especially with something like this. I'm like, it's hard for businesses, small businesses. One, the success rate of them is so low because they're underfunded anyway.
Hmm.
And then you got the expertise, and then sometimes you have small business owners who necessarily won't listen to experienced people because
Yeah.
they've been doing it or they want to do it a certain way, and like numbers don't lie.
True.
I've mentored a lot of different business folks, and some of them I've told them I broke down like their business to them on Excel spreadsheet. And I was like, look, you ain't making no money with your price points. Whatever, you're gonna keep on, you're just gonna wear yourself out because the more you
Hmm.
make, the more you lose. Actually,
True.
it's a numbers game. If you don't make a profit on one particular item, you keep adding that same item. You're just going in debt for that particular
You
manufacturing
are.
process.
Yeah.
And some people don't get that. So, but again, it's hard being a small business and sustaining and getting to the point to where you can be full time entrepreneur and really count on your business to pay your personal bills and still have enough money inside the business to keep the business going.
Correct.
And I'm like, we should respect people doing that and trying that because it's not an easy task.
It's
Um,
not.
what's been some of your best successes that you've had recently?
I would say just even this. I didn't think I would get this opportunity, so I'm like, that's great. And then I have an
What?
ad on a radio station in Macon as well.
Okay.
So that's great. Yeah, so I didn't think I would ever get those opportunities, I guess. So that feels good to know. Like, I guess I'm doing the best I can do, but I'm doing something right.
Yeah, but then the more you invest in your business, the more it pays.
I
Because
agree.
uh, like I've seen from a professional standpoint and
Hmm.
experience over years. Like my first business, I started back in 2005, and I've been full time since 2013.
Wow.
This is yeah, this is what I do all the time,
Hmm.
and I,
I
I
get
I
it.
put out a lot of great information out there too. And then like, there's advanced stuff that people can do as well. But I'm like, before you can get to the advanced, you gotta, what I'm saying, climb the ladder and go through that process. But I have seen where like a lot of black owned businesses do not consider like marketing budgets for their business.
Hmm.
And I can even teach people how you start a marketing budget. Like I'm not saying that you gotta like run out there and spend $10,000 one time. Now you can get to that point, but the more you invest in your business, the more you invest in its infrastructure,
Yeah.
the more you invest in people knowing about it, the longer you're able to sustain the test of time, because that's what it is. Consumers want to know if they're going to keep purchasing from you, that you're going to be around. You're not going to just be here one day and then gone the next. That's why
Correct.
like a lot of people don't shop with new businesses because they don't know it's new and it hasn't stood the test of time.
Hmm.
You, there's nothing that you can do to circumvent that process. Now you can shorten the process, but you can't go around it. And by shortening it, that's what I mean. People investing in their business when it comes to like a marketing standpoint and letting
Hmm.
people know that they're out and actually knowing like, like customer acquisition costs, their CAC numbers, really knowing the industry, not trying to always appeal to like family and friends.
Hmm.
So you learned a lot with that,
I
huh?
have.
And it's fine that what I'm saying that I understand that we want family and friends to support our business, but we have to like step back from it and like take ourselves out of it,
Hmm.
and realize, are they really our consumers that we're going after?
Correct.
So do you know you're a consumer?
I do. I really do.
Okay.
It's really women my age, honestly.
Okay.
It's when, and I like that. It's nice. And I have this one. She's a good friend though, but she is loyal. When I tell you she is
Hmm.
loyal, she's always purchasing. It just makes me feel like, okay, she really believes in me, and I love that.
Yeah, and just think like if you replicate that friend and find like 100 more like her, what would you be doing at this
Yeah.
particular level? And then
Right.
if you find 1,000 like them, and I tell people all the time, like it's the world is so big, and well, you can ship all over. Do you have the capability to ship internationally yet, or
I do. Uh huh.
okay? So you can appeal to the world.
Yes.
Just think if you found 100,000 customers, which is very easy to do when you think about a world of 7 billion people, right?
Hmm.
The amount of money your business would make is like crazy, especially if those 100,000 people purchase like 4 or 5 10 times a year
Yes.
at an average 25 $30 ticket price,
Hmm.
or per transaction. Talking about millions going into the
I
billions.
know. I would love that. I'm telling you, that's the goal, though.
So how do you keep yourself from like creating too many products?
I try to space it out. I try my best to do collections because people really like that.
Okay.
So when I do a collection, I try to do like 3 to 4 items in the collection. But I don't
Hmm.
try to do too much because if you do too much, it's all overwhelming. Even for me, when I'm just shopping person, I'm like, there's a lot going on. I don't know what to get. I don't want nothing. So I
Hmm.
try to like not do too much, but I try to go out the seasons too. Like, okay, it's about to get warm. Let me try to do things that
Yeah.
will be geared towards your skin in the summertime. Yeah,
Hmm. Okay. Um, how often do you get feedback from your products?
I get it a lot, like a lot. And they
Are
let me
they?
know. I'm like, just be honest.
Mhm. Are they? Are because I saw some of the reviews, which I think are fantastic. That people
Hmm.
post reviews, and I encourage people to post reviews all the time.
Yes,
Do you use that like in your campaigns when you push the product onto new people? Do you use it like as testimonials and things of the nature?
I do.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Um, so like me, for like the
Hmm.
cook shop, right? I like to target like certain cities.
Okay.
That's how I do like some of my marketing. So like right now, Fairburn is one of the cities that I've been targeting. Um,
Nice.
yeah, so I see where like different people are shopping from and stuff, and then if someone buys from a certain city and I have not done a whole lot of marketing in that particular city, that's what I start
Hmm.
doing. I start studying marketing or whatever because if as long as I'm maintaining that positive relationship with that consumer and they keep purchasing month after month or every couple of weeks or whatever the case may be, then I'm
Hmm.
building this synergy with that particular marketplace. Um, do you do anything like that as far as like when you're going after new clientele or?
I do. I try to do that as much as possible. I even try to go to different places and leave cards and kind of network there. Because I mean, if I could start small and at least get my products in a store that's already
Mhm,
established, that'll be
mhm,
great as well. So that's
mhm.
kind of a goal as well.
Yeah, that's a whole nother side of retailing.
Yeah.
And we
Yeah.
we can talk about that off interview.
Okay.
Um, yeah, because I've done both sides of it to where I had a store. Well, of course, I got the space here in Macon, but
Hmm.
then the cook shop had items in the store in Stockbridge, and we ended up being their number one seller of all the other. It was
Mm.
an artisan's marketplace, so a lot of other skincare products, candles, and things of that nature, stuff that people make. And we ended up being her number one vendor, to where she had
Oh
to keep
wow.
buying month after month after month. But then when COVID hit or whatever, it changed the business model for her, which is understandable. But whenever she gets it going back again, I already know that that relationship is there and it'll
Hmm.
just pick back up.
That's
Um,
good.
yeah, and but like I said, there's a lot that goes with there. Like I was up there doing in-store promotions and stuff, talking
Hmm.
to different customers and stuff. We also went Facebook Live or Instagram Live and did the Q&A and all that stuff, whatever. So it's a partnership. Um, are you currently like doing anything in that manner as far as like trying to form partnerships or anything that will expand your business without you having to be the only one working the business?
I think I'm going to give you an answer on that because I have something for the 22nd. I'm meeting someone, so possibly. Yeah.
Okay, that's what's up. Um,
Hmm.
so like, what goal would you like to accomplish by the end of the year? Or do you set like particular goals, or right now are you just seeing how everything goes?
I'm seeing how everything goes, but obviously the ultimate goal is to continue to stay above water
Mhm.
and to continue to like build and grow. Because I don't, the first year of business is always the toughest. Some
Yeah.
people don't, make it. So just really to stay above water and to continue to get my products out there and just continue to grow
Okay.
for short term. Yeah,
Um, how does social media impact your business?
a lot. I was never about none of that. I was never about social media, but it's like that's my life sometimes. Like I'm always on there,
Yeah.
and I never thought that I would be up all night, because a nine to
Hmm.
five is a nine to five, but
Yeah.
all night, ideas percolating and everything.
Hmm. Um, how do you balance between creativity, like designing a new product,
Hmm.
and pushing what's already been selling?
Well, it's not a hard balance, but I try to not necessarily sell out, but I want to see what this certain product does before I try to push something else, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it
Because you
does.
don't want to sit on things. That's the thing. You don't want to sit on
Hmm.
product.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, I got people calling me and everything. There we go. Okay. What has well, let's see here. What has been the best thing you have learned in tapping into this particular industry?
I don't give myself enough credit.
Okay.
I don't. I second guess myself a lot when I should just do it.
Yes, because you've had some instances where it rocked or whatever. And it was like,
Yep,
okay. Do you bounce your ideas with other fellow entrepreneurs and business minded people, or is your
I do.
work okay? Because I would
Yeah, I do.
definitely suggest entrepreneurs doing that, having this network of individuals that they can talk to, bounce ideas off of, and it doesn't have to be in the same industry.
Hmm.
Because business is business, but then other people who are actively doing things as well will be able to give you instant feedback, and then give you a different perspective that you probably never thought about. Um, how important is integrity when it comes to your business?
Extremely important.
So I imagine
Extreme.
customer service is right there with it.
I get that a lot. Like it's perfect. When something's going on, you make sure it's fixed and shipping is fast. And if something happens, you're on it. So I'm really big on that because I would want someone to do it to me.
Mhm. Have you gotten to the point to where other people are starting to contact you and so you can assist with their endeavors of doing business or like starting a business or whatever the case may
Yes,
be?
yes, I love that. I'm like, okay,
It actually, what I'm saying, you're able to, derive another source of revenue. I don't know, what you do as far as that, but
hmm
it is there. 'Cause information is knowledge, and you know, I tell people pay somebody like to teach you something because they've learned it in a way to where they can help you avoid the pitfalls.
true.
And avoiding those pitfalls will actually get you further, faster than going it through yourself and all that stuff or whatever. Um, let's see. Trying to think, was there anything else? Well, pretty much, I'm like, we covered a lot. Is there anything that I missed?
No, we did cover a lot. I appreciate it.
Okay, so for everybody out there, let them know how can they reach Runway Candy Cosmetics, best entry point, and whatever else you want them to know.
Yeah, well, you can obviously shop with me on my site, but that's on Instagram, Runway Candy Cosmetics. So the link is always in the bio. It taps on it, takes you right to the site. And I also answer messages. If you want to message me on Facebook and Messenger, I always respond. So that'll be awesome as well.
Okay, well, ma'am, thank you for taking the time out to do the interview.
Thank
Keep
you.
doing what you're doing.
I will.
You know, and definitely, anytime you want to, like, hey, I got a new product, things of that nature, you can tag the page, put it on the page, I'll
Oh, yeah.
reshare it. That's what
Thank
this
you.
whole platform is for, is to help put the information out there and let people know. And then, I definitely would like to do a follow up interview, you know what I'm saying, in the future to see, how far you progressed.
Yeah, I would love that too.